Africa has many tales of dying games in a modern society. In Uganda, the tale is of a traditional sports story being told. Kwepena is the name of this game, being redefined and modernized by young sports architectures under the brand name Cheza.
Kwepena 2018 edition. Let's just come closer to the main Kwepena court. Guys at the duel, I'm thinking the game is done.
Cheza is led by Simon Peter Tumukunde, under which Kwepena trains, as well as other traditional games that too are at the verge of fading away in a society of high-end technology. Simon Peter Tumukunde tells us about Kwepena and his dream to have it at the Olympics on the day launch of the Kwepena League.
Kwepena is Africa's most popular traditional game. So we came up with the idea to popularize the game and make it a professional sport, because Kwepena has the potential to be as big as these other sports that are played across the world. So the event today is about celebrating this game, and not just Kwepena, but all these other different African games. And on top of that, we want to make sure that today we launch the Kwepena League, a competition that's going to take 3 months, where people are going to compete in Kwepena, the first of its kind. So this is not just a Ugandan movement, but it's a Pan-African movement. And that's what we stand for, promoting traditional African sports and making sure they reach a level that it could be Olympic, or a level that is globally accepted, that actually can change lives and communities across the world. You see, Kwepena has been here for years. Kwepena is in Uganda, Kwepena is in Kenya. In Kenya they call it kati, in Tanzania they call it lenga-lenga, in I think Malawi they call it maflau. It's everywhere across Africa and in Uganda. So it is not a certified sport because it does not have professional rules. But under Cheza, we remodeled Kwepena to make it a professional sport. So what we did is we created rules. Rules like we created a court for the game, we created new balls for the game, we created all these things that make it a game that you can sit back and watch on Kwesa TV. So the idea is that probably even with this first season, we can have the Kwepena League being broadcast live on Kwesa, any of these media houses, because there's a lot of potential for the game. So in Uganda, it is not yet certified, I could say, but it's going to be a very, very great game. And it's going to be certified soon. It's going to the Olympics, I can tell you that. Last 4 years, we have been doing a lot of activities and programs where we transform this game and take it to different communities. For example, we have it in schools. We have the game in schools, and we have competitions with schools every year. We have what's called community activations, where you have people in different communities across Uganda that actually gather and use this game as a game that can unite them. And then we've held different events like social campaigns, where we've managed to address different social issues through this very game. So I think it's headed in the right direction. I think there's a lot more we can do, and especially if Ugandans and Africans can jump onto the movement, then it's going to be a very, very great game for us. Yeah. No, I wouldn't say they've had a hand. The only hand they have had is the 1986 war, where we are live and we can innovate all these things. But we've approached a few government bodies. The Parliament of Uganda, we met the Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports a few years back, and they gave us a go-ahead. We are now working with the National Council of Sports to actually create a national body for the game. And then what we need from the government is actually them to certify the game. But their support and all, that's not necessary, because the people of Uganda and people across Africa can actually grow this game because it is their game. And that is that's the most important thing. Sports are not about governments, they're about the people. There's a lot of ways. You see, every sport comes with different products and services and things that actually make it that should be self-sustainable. We don't want to be in a position like these different sports bodies in Uganda and other places where you have to run to the government and be like, oh, we need money for this, we need money for this. No, we don't need that. But our model For example, when we designed Kwepena, we created a court for it. We designed balls, jerseys. So now people can buy these things. And in turn, that helps us grow the sport. If you buy a ball of Kwepena that we've made, you're supporting the sport. If you buy a jersey, and then we have schools that pay a subscription fee for the game. So if a school pays a fee to have us coach them for every term, they're supporting us, and that's how we keep going. But we've not really had any big investments or anything. It's just young people that are so passionate about their community and about an African game that we believe has potential to change millions of lives. It depends. Subscriptions to join Cheza, that's different. If it's a school or a company or an organization, we work under different terms because different things determine the pricing. Because, for example, if a school is in Uganda, it cannot be the same price as a school in Kampala because there are many things involved. So I cannot mention a figure right now about subscription, but we meet with these schools and know their situation, and we speak with them, and then argue on a specific fee which can, gives us a win-win situation. Kwepena is an open game. Kwepena it can be played by someone who's 5 years old, a baby, and actually people as old as 75 and 80 years old, because these games are the backbone of the African community. Before new football and basketball and volleyball existed, this is what we used to do, and that's the most important thing. We need to go back to our roots and use that to transform our communities. So Kwepena can be played by everyone, regardless of who you are. We have 5 classifications: the under 8, the under 12, the under 14, the open classification, and the senior classification. So people from all ages can actually come through and play the game. Like, we have a lot of people here of different ages, and they're all playing. You can see kids, you can see old people. So that's what it is about. Yes.
Many young people and old have continuously embraced the idea of modifying Kwepena, as well as other traditional games like Dulu, Mweso, Kirindi, among others.
The pool court. So far, the statistics are showing that ladies are beating. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ladies who are playing pool very well. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Away from the old memories of just Kwepena, modification has been made by introducing new Kwepena kits, a court, as well as rules and regulations set. We talked to the Kwepena coach, and this is what he had to say.
I happen to be the coach for the game, Kwepena. I didn't invent the game. I found the game there, but we tried to just put it to, let's say, a modern setting, and we introduced a few rules in the game, and to make it a little more competitive on a modern level. Not because we used to play it for fun, but we want it to be a more competitive game so that everyone can get involved all around the world. So I happen to coach the game. I happen to teach people the rules, the do's and the don'ts of the game. Currently that's the main work I do in the game currently. So the rules, first of all, I'll just give you a few of them because there are very many. But the basic rules, since we have a demarcation, like a court, like how you see they are playing behind me, like any other game which has a demarcation, you don't play beyond the boundaries of the demarcations. But when you play beyond and you step off, it is a foul. It costs your team during the playing. And then another rule is that we don't allow you don't hold the ball for if you're a hitter, you don't hold the ball for more than 3 seconds. But we allow teasing, but we don't allow holding the ball for more than 3 seconds. So if you're to tease, it is very fast, so that you're not the rules don't get you. Then every time you're playing and you dodge, it's 5 points for the dodger, and when you're hit, it is 2 points for the hitters' side. So the game is played in 2 levels. There is the elimination game and the point game. The elimination game, when you hit 3 times, you get off the court. But the time basis, when you're playing, even if you hit, you just play until the time elapses, because every game is 15 minutes. Until then, you change. Yes, those are some of the basics, because there are different other very many rules that I can't speak, I can't really get now. Currently, we are still creating awareness, because normally people are used to the other version of the game, so we have a task of changing their mindset, to this kind of game with rules, because the other ones didn't have really too much rules and whatever, and it didn't have some kind of control. So we are just trying to bring this kind of game to the people's minds and to change them. So currently we are working with different schools, communities, organizations, because we first want to get people that are already organized. Because in the school, you find that children are already organized in an organization, in a company, in churches. People are already gathered, so it's easier to engage them into the game, other than getting individuals. So that might quite be hard. But for now, they are not really specified teams, but we're just creating awareness until at least we know that we've reached somewhere, and people. And a big number of people know and are well versed with the rules and everything, so we shall continue there to create the games. The teams, yeah.
Kwese, for the fans, we caught up with young people who came to witness Kwepena that day. These took their fun to drinks, dressing, as well as having fun moments.
So to all the people that are standing here, let's go onto the court, onto the Kwepena court. We're going to start off with the main event. Cheza, make a circle, a big circle. Make a circle, a big circle. Emeka, yo, let's come here. All right.
I went to that side, that way.
But so far the news we have is that the ladies are beating the guys in duel. How possible is this? Oh my God, oh my God. This is interesting, this is really interesting. Winners, the best 5 winners are going to walk away with goodies all the way from Kwese TV. And all those of you that are active on social media, on Twitter, our hashtag is Kwepena. So go on to Twitter, be active, you will also walk away with a lot of goodies.
Kwepena has gone on to have ambassadors, and we managed to speak to one of them. This is what she had to say.
It's an honor to be the Cheza ambassador to Northern Uganda, because Northern Uganda has a lot in store. And Cheza being in Northern Uganda is going to help us actually reach out to the community, because Cheza and Kwepena is a game that is actually played in these communities. And in the north, in West Nile, where I come from, it's called a Afas, and in Gulu and the rest of the northern region, it's called Fosi. So we are very expectant, and we are going to reach out to schools, to the community, and we expect so much in store. We expect the community of Northern Uganda, not only people who go to school, but even stay-home people. And Cheza has no age limit.
To the Olympics we go. Work without play makes young people dull. Kwepena has been redefined to suit all ages, bringing back childhood memories. Till next time, we are Kwese for the fun.